building the ATS system that is going to scan your resume. This ATS system that we are building is largely part of the Work Jumbo live project that we're building. The idea around it is for you to be able to look for jobs, also apply for the job, upload your resume, scan your resume, and see the resume score, and then using your resume to apply for different jobs. We built the interface that shows all your job. We built a job sync that grabs jobs across different job sites. We've also added a section that authenticates user. We are currently leveraging Supabase. Are we going to be migrating away from Supabase to MongoDB? Who knows? Let's see how it goes. Also, we also set up a flow where user can sign up, they can upload their profile, they can mention their profile, upload their resume. Currently, the resume is being uploaded, but it can actually be improved. It can be improved. An improvement we want to add to it is the ATS system, so that you can actually see your resumes and performance before you actually start applying for jobs. So let's get started. Now we're going to go to VS Code, and we're leveraging our AI agent to do most of the heavy lifting. We've done significant amount of work in documenting the steps that our AI needs to do. So for this, let's go with this implementation prompt. Now, the next step here, it says implement resume parsing and ATS scoring for uploaded resumes. The workflow is what? When user upload resume in onboarding step 3, save the file to Supabase at this. We don't want to do that. We want to save the file to Vercel. Save the file to Vercel, our Vercel blog. At this file part. Then also it should extract the text used in the document. We are also accepting PDF or docs file, and it should call the ATS analytics function. And the function, I'm going to talk about the function below. Now store the result in the user resume table. Return analysis to frontend to display before user continues. Now our ATS system functions. What function are we utilizing? We are using the SRC, the source library resume ATS system analyzer .ts, which when you scroll up, let's minimize our agent section, ATS, the library, and then resume ATS analyzer. This is the functions that actually analyzes our resume. Now the output that we're looking for is the ATS score, and we added a range between 0 to 100. And the breakdown we're looking for is the keyword match, when you found a particular string, if it's missing, and then also the score number, the format clarity. We also want to rate it, the completeness of your resume, completeness such as the education, the experience, the skills, etc., and the score number. Also the recommendation and the achievement in your resume. If you have any form of recommendation in your resume, we want to capture that. Also the achievement in your resume, that also needs to be captured. Now the scoring logic that we're adding here is the keyword match. 40% goes into the compared resume text against the ATS keyword listing, and then also database seeded keywords, which is what we've already done. We're looking at the healthcare, the nursing, the triage, EMR, and the tech, and we're passing this to the React TypeScript. And then also we're also passing a score around it. If you found the particular keyword divided by the total expected keywords, all of that multiplied by 100. And then also the format clarity, we are assigning 20% to that. The clear section header, this is what we are assigning to it. And this is basically your education, your experience, your skills, your certifications. All of that goes into the format clarity. Consistency date format. When you jump between jobs, when there's a gap between your previous jobs, some of your previous jobs, that also influences the ATS system score rating. So we're also capturing that as well inside the resume. Another thing we're also capturing is the bullet points also of your resume, and to make sure that it's not wall of text. So your resume must be properly structured. And then also the absence of graphics image. ATS is unfriendly when it comes to that. So that is also being captured. So as you can see, all of this, it attracts 20 points when it comes to your resume. Why? Because of clarity. Your resume must have good clarity. Also the completeness. Also, we're also checking for the presence of the contact info, which is your name, your phone number, and also at least you need to have at least one work experience with entry date. And then also at least one education entry We're also capturing that skills section with 5 plus skills. You might want to reduce it to like 4. Well, let's keep it at 5. And then also for this score, in order for you to get the 40% here, is going to be completed section divided by total number of section multiplied by 100. That's what we are assigning to that. So as you can see, we have 40% here, we have 20% here, and then we have 40% here. All this current logic attract what? When you add everything together, that is 100. Once again, we're assigning 40% to the keyword match. We're assigning 20% to your resume clarity, and then also the completeness of your resume. That's additional 40. That makes a total of what? 100%. Now the API endpoint that we're expecting here is the resume upload API, where you upload your resume, and then the accepted format, also the validate file. We also it should upload to Supabase for storage. We don't want to do that. We want to upload it to Vercel blob for storage. It should extract the text based on file type. It should calculate the ATS score and the breakdown. It should save the user resume on record, and then return upload resume to Vercel blob and store the URL in Supabase. Return analysis as JSON. The error handling, catch pass error, user unfriendly message, etc. And then also the front end display, it should have this display analysis card, show ATS score prominently from 0 to 100 with adequate color grading, breakdown section. This color grading aligns with the job, the site brand. You should also break it down, the format, the upload, the new version, and then also the resume history page. These are all the things that are needed. And additional, it should create this keyword with industry specifics as well. Now let's prompt our agent. Let's pass this information to our agent to get the ball rolling. But before that, let's check our application. Let's go to the dashboard. Okay, so let me sign out. Let me sign back in. Sign in with Google. Site can be reached. Why? Because of the endpoint that I'm using in testing. Okay, we need to add a section here that actually says edit your profile. So let's include that in our prompt. Okay, so now we added 2 separate instruction here, which is user should be able to edit their profile, include that in the user dashboard, ensure user profile uploads or resume goes to Vercel blob and store the URL in Supabase. Now let's prompt our agent. Let's use Opus 5 to do that. Before we send our prompt in, let's make sure everything looks good. Okay, now what is happening here? Let me also explain why we saw that error. The reason is because we were pointing our public site to 301, as you can see, instead of 3000. So let's address this to 0. Let's stop this while our agent is working. So what the agent is going to do now is going to read and examine the resume upload route, the avatar route, step resume component section, and it's going to update it to use Vercel. So the idea is for every single upload should go to Vercel, and the URL of the location that the file was uploaded to in Vercel, it should show up here. It should be in our database. So if we go to Vercel and we go to storage, you can see this is our storage environment, and you can see there is no file here. Ideally, we should be having files there. And also, if you go to Supabase, previously we were actually storing this in Supabase, and that shouldn't be the case. Okay, so let us while our agent is working in adding all this information to our application, let's go for a coffee break, and by the time we get back, we'll be done.